Alrighty, I'm going to play in the weekly Quarantine Cup. It's been a while since I did this last. I played in like the 5th one ever a few months ago. And I made it to finals and lost to Furkle. Haven't tried again since. So we're going to give it a shot this time. That's a lie, but I'm going to rectify that now. So the way this works, if I recall correctly, it's been a while, is there is a period of, I honestly don't know how long, like 2 hours, I think, to just play matches amongst anyone, and you record as many wins as you can and as few losses as you can. And then, based on whoever does well in that period, then it goes straight to a 1-game semifinals and 1-game finals match, which is a very short competition that happens over the weekend. I tend to be busy this weekend, so I haven't been able to do that in a while. But I got some free time. Looks like I already got a match, just waiting for him to join. Do I have my settings off? Let me fix this. I think I might, account, options. I think I need to change that. There we go. Yeah, that was my bad. Now, I recall, and this makes sense, that there is a bit of an advantage to playing fast in this. Like, there's no time limit requirement, but if you play slow, then you are getting in fewer games. And as long as your win rate is positive, then it just makes sense to play more games. And if your win rate's negative, well, you're probably not going to win anyway. I don't see any plus buy here, so this makes it look very money-ish. There is Groundskeeper around, though. I think it still behooves me to skip Alchemist. Potion without plus buy just is awkward. I'm gonna play the Ironworks here and hope that it reveals Copper, because then I can hit 5 without triggering a shuffle. I'm not even sure you really want to like go whole hog for the entire Groundskeeper stack, because with a single buy, Groundskeeper doesn't destroy provinces as much as it normally does. That's a major limitation, but I think you'll still want some Groundskeepers. I think my idea is going to be early on we'll do like Swashbuckler and Wandering Minstrel, and then hope to get Treasure Chest. And then I will never have to spend any of my buys on money ever. Alternatively, I could consider just buying like 1 Explorer, and that would cover all the economy I need. And then that means I can devote all my buys to like Swashbuckler, Laboratory, Minstrel, and then Groundskeeper. And then eventually Province. Discard that. This should probably be Wandering Minstrel. I don't have any reliable villages. Ironmonger's kind of a village, but in a deck this riddled with actions and or riddled with treasures and victory cards, it's not going to always hit. Little sad thing is about the Minstrel because I can't activate it. More of these. Probably just another Minstrel. I don't really need a huge number of them, I don't think. Discard that. Alright, we'll get an activation here. Maybe even 2. Not 2. I was really hoping to draw one. But I've drawn it too late. Okay, we're drawing our deck. I think I want one more draw card before I go into... I really hope this Ironmonger reveals a village. Or an action card of any sort. I hope this Ironmonger becomes a village, is what I should have said. And then, to finish my previous thought, one more card and then Groundskeepers, I think. Marshock family's already gotten a province. I feel like that's a bit early, but, I mean, it is a, what do you call it? A single buy kingdom, so it's not, like, absurdly early. If I play this, I will still be able to activate the Swashbuckler. Groundskeeper time. You know, honestly, I'm not even sure now that I think about it how much I really want that treasure chest. Like I don't need all too many golds if I'm drawing reliably. Please reveal a minstrel. Nope. Right now I have. Like I've got 7 money in my deck from the coppers, plus a little from the caravan guards. I can draw that safely. And the maximum I ever need to hit here is 8. I'm actually kind of inclined to say I don't want to fill my deck full of golds, because then it'll stop me from lining up my groundskeepers every turn. I think what I'm probably going to do is take groundskeepers until there are... Oh, buying gold. Ew, don't like... Buying gold is just a rarely good idea. I think I want to take groundskeepers probably until there's about... Shoot, so I've got... without paying attention, I've gotten myself the golds anyway. That's what you get for playing fast. I guess that inclines me towards greening sooner rather than later. Might as well. It'll end the game faster, which is good for me if I want to, play a lot of games quickly. What I was previously gonna plan on doing before that was I was thinking with 5 provinces left, it'd be a good time to start greening, because I take the 5th one, then I take 2 more. I lose the province split 3 to 5, but I think I would make that back up in groundskeeper points sufficiently to make it worth it. As it stands, I'm just going to attempt to province every time they province. Although I might miss here. Okay, so I didn't get a province. A little bit sad. I'd love it if they took the treasure chest from me, but they're not. I guess just another groundskeeper. Not sure how reliable their deck is. Certainly their best chance of winning this game is that they can just keep provincing consistently enough that I can't outscore it. My deck will do better in the long term, but maybe there's just no long term. Triggering that seems fine. I will take a province now. I think I want to play this laboratory first. If I play this Wandering Minstrel, any treasures and stuff that it discards go right back into the shuffle. If I play the laboratory and there's only 3 cards left, then all those cards will miss the shuffle. I think I'm in a fine spot. Or actually, maybe I'm not. Okay, now I'm in a fine spot. If they could have provinced there, I think that might have been enough points that I would have been in some trouble because of their threat to province the second time. But now I have no worries whatsoever. Maybe not none whatsoever, but few worries. I have not very many worries. Yeah, buying Groundskeeper here on their turn 13 after having already provinced a bunch just suggests misplaced priorities to me. Like, they didn't have a long-term game plan. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to green first and then buy the card that gives you victory points when you green. They should have, I think, considered buying a few more Groundskeepers before turning to provinces. Especially because they were struggling to hit 8 there a little bit. Yeah, so here's the risk where I could potentially lose. If I fail to hit 8 here for whatever reason, now I've got it. And they provinced again, then I would lose. All right. 1 game under my belt. Gotta report the win. GG. Oh. Is Truffles on my friends list? I actually don't know. Looks like it. Let me report this win real fast. J Nails versus Mar Shock. Submit. Okay. I'm actually not sure what Truffles is rated because she plays so seldom. I think in the 60s, so this should be a hard one. Surely one of these is a Steward, and then probably double Steward. I think double Steward. Steward Silver is not unreasonable either. Looks like the greedier play has paid off, most likely, unless I bottom decked other Steward. Yeah, I got in 4 trashes. That's wunderbar. Is this is probably actually, you know what? I don't think either of us is playing this kingdom quite right. I've just noticed we got Storeroom Cursed Village, which I think is a very strong combo. And doesn't really require trashing all too much. I open with the thing that trashes a bunch, which isn't super necessary for Storeroom CV. And then she opened with a silver, and obviously trashes aren't particularly good for Storeroom CV either. Discard for action, discard for buy. I can discard whatever I want because I'm about to draw it all back up. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have discarded for... Yeah, I needed to discard for buy because I needed the buys. So I'll take Storeroom, or not, I'll take Cursed Village first. Trashing that and getting a copper. Oh, I thought I was reacting to the Curse gain, but the Falcon was reacting to the Cursed Village gain, which makes a lot more sense. And I totally lost my train of thought. I was saying something. I've forgotten. New thought. Discard for action, discard for buy. Confirm. I want to draw through this, I think. Don't think it matters too much. Maybe I didn't. I have no idea. I'm trying to play as fast as possible, which I think disincentivizes deck tracking a bit. That tends to be a slower portion of the game. Just another... Oh, I remember what I was about to say, because I'm about to say it again. I think it makes sense to buy the Cursed Village before the Storeroom, because one of the hexes you might get is like trash a card between 3 and 4 cost in your deck. That is War. And so obviously, if I bought the Storeroom first, War would just trash the Storeroom. Whereas if I buy the Cursed Village first, then War just misses because there won't be any 3 or 4 cost cards in my deck. The potential downside of buying Cursed Village first is you're 100% likely to trash the Cursed Village if you hit Locust. Whereas there's like a 50% chance the Locust hits Storeroom if you put a Storeroom in there first. But I think that benefit is much more marginal than avoiding the War hex entirely. Perhaps I should have kept that Storeroom around. There it is. Overdrawn a little bit here. End actions. Let's do one more of these. Falconer's doing some work. I could consider getting one. I mean, I probably should have got one earlier if I wanted one. But I could still consider getting one. Just do Storeroom, Crossroads, Cursed Village. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. But I just think clicking these 2 cards a bunch is going to lead to a win, most likely. That's the plan, at least. I should probably get in like one more Steward trash. I just gained a curse and a copper. Obviously, I'd like to trash the curse, and I can trash a copper along with it. Like I was saying, this deck doesn't really need to get super clean. You need to just find like a Cursed Village and a Storeroom like this, and your deck kicks off naturally. Actually, I don't want to discard for cards. Because if that's all my junk, then I'm likely to have a bunch of good cards coming up. Oh, I made an oopsie. I should have drawn through here because I knew that this was a bunch of junk. I'm going to discard this so I can draw to my Steward, but keep the curse so I can trash it. Okay, piles aren't super duper low, so I think I can just afford to keep building a bit. Cursed Village, that doesn't hurt. Storeroom, and just another Cursed Village. I could actually add 2 more Stewards for money. think I like that. I'm not exactly sure how this deck works. Maybe another storeroom was better, but I think I have enough storerooms to account for the number of Chris villages I have. But this allows me to like play the stewards mid-turn with the surplus actions I have and make some money out of it. I'm not sure. Probably this turn will be the turn to start greening. The Falconer does get a lot of cards. Like, it feels too late to invest now when I didn't before. But, like, over the course of this game, I assume she's going to get a ton of cards off that Falconer. Discard 4 buy. Can I go for a pilot here? I would need 8 buys. And, like, 9, 18, 23, 31 money. I don't think so. I don't think I have the ability here to reasonably do that and empty like all 3 of these plus a province. So I'm not gonna try. I can play this for coins. I can get in one more trash just to make sure this deck doesn't dud. I think. Alright, I'm hitting 21, which is a reasonably big number, but not nearly enough to do the pile out. Take 2 provinces in the last cursed village. That actually might have been a mistake. I think I probably should have bought the cursed village first. Because, I mean, while it would guarantee 100% that Locust, which I don't think has been taken... Oh, never mind, Locust has gotten. I forgot about that. I was worried about triggering a shuffle that had the provinces in it. And Locust would have done that. I'm actually not sure any other hexes would have, so perhaps that concern was unnecessary. This setup isn't super conducive to effective commentating, I don't think. Because trying to play quickly obviously clashes a bit with trying to explain all the decisions in any depth. $18, she's still very much in this. Her deck's, I don't know, it's like halfway storeroom Chris Village, half other stuff. Not totally sure. I'm assuming that's going to be a Crossroads instead. Yeah, Crossroads just seems better than Hamlet at this point in the game. Well, here's all my good cards. I'll just play those stewards later. I do want to discard for cards, I think, because this is a bunch of my good cards, and I'd like to get back to them. This is a sad draw. 2 coins. There we go. So there is nothing good in that discard pile, but I think I can safely do one more of these. Does it make sense to do this first? I think not. What's that on top? It's a Hamlet and a province. I mean, drawing the... Well, actually, let me count the money. 17, 19, 21, 23. I should just take the money. I don't like the idea of leaving a province on top of my deck. It seems like a good way to dud. But I do like the idea of buying triple province. Oh, shoot, actually, I forgot about Alliance. That's actually a really good way to come back. I need to consider whether tripling is actually safe. Triple gives me 28. Alliance would give her 23. Alliance double duchy, that's 20. Oh shoot, yeah, she could do that. So I guess I'm building with intent to Alliance next turn. Obviously, the concern is I buy triple province, she buys alliance double duchy. Does double alliance protect me? If I did like double alliance duchy, it's pretty likely to dud. And then no, she could do double alliance duchy as well. I'm not sure her deck can't do 25. So I'm just going to take more points, I think. Which probably just means a bunch of bazaars. Okay, well, hope I draw here. I don't know, I think I played that last turn a little bit suboptimally. Maybe it'll cost me the game. Like if I dud here, that'll be really sad. That being said, I don't have that many stop cards on my deck, actually. I have like 2 coppers and 2 provinces. It does seem really hard for me to dud from this position. Oh, shoot. Oh, no, I've messed up anyway. I've left her the pile out. Yeah, God, I'm blundering badly. Yeah, I think I threw this game. Unless she duds here. I mean, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. I forgot. Yeah, this is an easy pile up. Oh well. We can come back from 1 loss. I just need to make the top 4 to make it to the playoff thingy, I think. Actually, I haven't checked if the rules have changed since I played way back when in the beginning of quarantine, when Quarantine Cup started. I'm assuming they haven't, in which case it's still top 4. But I've not verified that. Yeah, this looks over. I got so concerned with like double alliance duchy plays that cost 25. I just left a simple 18 coin pile out on the table. Yeah. Sloppy. Yep, that'll do it. GG. On the upside, I don't have to report because winner reports. Oh. Is this a... Okay, I think this is just some random person who joined the lobby who is not part of Quarantine Cup. Ay, my dog. All right, back. There's a lot going on here. A whole lot. But honestly, like, Wayfarer money could be pretty fast. There's no trashing really except for Necromancer. I'm just going to do that. We'll buy a copper. Continue. Top deck a Wayfarer. Oh, actually, undo. I need to buy one more Traveling Fair. And then we top deck the Wayfarer. And then I leave one in the discard pile. Oh, actually, wait, I've got Necropolis coming up. I can top deck that one too. And never mind. That was a blunder. Well, I'm not necessarily a blunder. It was a calculated risk, and I've bottom decked my Necromancer, which is really sad here. Don't need a changeling, I don't think. I shall just take... another Wayfarer. Continue. So he only top decked one. Oh, he only bought one. Oh, because he had three coppers. That's why. So we're both at 3 Wayfarers. I'm really bummed about the Necropolis thing. That would have been like such a phenomenal turn. getting to play 2 Wayfarers, turn 2, get 2 silvers, draw through your deck. Could top deck like another 2 Wayfarers and a Walled Village or something with how much money it would have. Oh, come on. It doesn't matter whether she's inside or outside. My dog just reliably always wants to be wherever she's not currently. So if I shut the door and she's in, she wants out. If I shut the door and she's out, she wants in. Very contrarian. Let's ball for a Wayfarer and a Walled Village. I think I might want a treasure trove soonish. I think I definitely want that last Wayfarer though. Gain silver. This is all worked out just fine. I can get my treasure trove and get the last Wayfarer. Might could do with a few more villages. I've got hella these little smithy things on my deck. We're getting actually weirdly close to pilot territory for a money game. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen, but realistically, Walled Village and Changeling could both run. I think I'm gonna Traveling Fair and top deck 2 of these Walled Village fellers. Actually, I could have considered just top decking like 1 Lost City or 1 Inn. I'm not sure if that's better. It might be though. It's probably province time really soon. Like this turn. Jesus Christ. Wayfarer money is just unreasonably strong. This card is really good. Traveling Fair. Take Province. Trash the Hovel. Continue. Let's top deck a Lost City. That perhaps could have been Mastermind, maybe. I don't even know how many Wayfarers I have to know whether there were more coming up. So I got 3 to his 1, 3, 3, 4, 3 his favor, 4 all, 5 all. I have 5 Wayfarers. Okay, there was one coming up. Continue. Traveling Fair. Buy a province. Continue. And we can top deck another Lost City, I guess. Really not sure, but and there's 3 Wayfarers left in this deck, I think. He's really lowering changelings. So I would need to like, oh, Mastermind, that's a threat. That being said, he's seen all 5 of his Wayfarers right here, so there's a chance maybe he can't line up the Mastermind with the Wayfarer. He's only going to draw 3 cards from the new deck. Ooh, he's getting risky with the Changeling plays. If I draw some Wayfarers, I'm definitely going for the Changeling pilot this turn. Obviously every Wayfarer gains a Changeling. Ah, well, so much for that. So I've got 3 Wayfarers down there, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure whether to buy the province for the point safety or... How many villages have I played? I've seen my Lost City, my Necropolis. 1, 2... I've played a bunch of my wall villages. Oh, I should buy an inn is what I should buy. because the inn will naturally shuffle back in a ton of good action cards. So let's do Traveling Fair. Let's take that in. And I'll top deck it first. I want the inn for sure on top, and then I can put the rest of these in there somewhere in the deck. And my next turn is going to be very good. And Vagrant is probably better than nothing, ever so slightly. I thought I top decked the inn. Oh, I see. That didn't make. I should have changed the order to that. I should have shuffled the actions in first and then. No, I can't do it that way either, because then I think it loses track of the inn. I'm not sure if there's an order where this made sense. The problem is the order I did it in. Inn requires you to shuffle your deck, which means I shuffled the inn from the top of my deck back to somewhere in my deck. I could have tried maybe doing the other order where I shuffle the actions in first and then top deck the inn, but I think maybe then it loses track of where the inn is. Maybe not. It doesn't say have to shuffle your discard pile. Not totally sure. In any case, I should be able to pile out changelings here pretty trivially, I would think. Gain silver, changeling, gain silver, changeling, gain silver, changeling, and this is the win in hand. I could ball for the changelings already. Alternatively, I can double province on top of emptying all the changelings. In turn. GG. Okay, let's report again. Winner is me. Loser is Shanahan. Ooh. Okay. The waits, I think, get a bit longer towards the end, if I recall correctly, because pretty soon you're not supposed to play the same person multiple times, and so if you play a bunch of games, all of a sudden you're not really eligible to play with a lot of the tables. Yeah, so it makes sense, I guess, that Troubles is in the lead, having won both of the games, and I am not. Yeah, I'm bummed about that. I played the end game of that Cursed Village thing bad. Like, I feel like I had the better deck early on. I think I went straight into the Cursed Villages and Storerooms, which I think is probably the right play there. Like, flash back like a turn or two, and I think I'm in a much stronger position. But then I played the end game very poorly. I don't think this person is here for the Quarantine Cup. They're not saying anything. Yeah, pretty sure that was just a random player. I think newer players tend to just like join random tables rather than using the auto match option, which is much more efficient. I was about to say my table is, but we've already played. Just to clarify that, for anyone who saw this unresponded to and thought, oh no, these must be taken. Sam E. This is the person I played in semifinals of my first and only prior Quarantine Cup. 2. Is Candlestick better than nothing? What are we doing here? Get in and draw a bit. Try to dominate. Cargo Ship will probably be the card to reveal to Courtier for stuff. Actually, maybe Cargo Ship Engineer is the best open. Opening with a 5 doesn't inspire me. I was probably just going to like Seaway Salvager or something anyway. Engineer Cargo Ship's a little bit greedy because they can collide and then you're really sad. But if they don't, I think I'll be happy. He has 5-2, which I think is a lot better. Because you're happy to buy a 4 cost on the first turn and then buy an Engineer on the second turn, which is something that's not available on the 2-5. Okay, so I've got an Engineer down there, which means I should not add another terminal. Ideally, I would like to have a Salvager. I also shouldn't add Advisor because it triggers an awkward shuffle. So I guess that all these look just contextually a bit awkward. I guess I'm just taking Advisor. The problem is it's going to trigger this shuffle, and this shuffle doesn't have very good cards in it. But nothing else really fixes that. If I take Salvager, I can't play it. If I take Wandering Minstrel, it also triggers the shuffle. If I take Silver, Silver just kind of sucks. At least it's only like 3 coppers on top. But boy, is his hand mediocre. Let us take Wandering Minstrel now. Not trash, and second Cargo. His hand looks not bad. Give me the Minstrel, please. Not feeling that nice. Fair enough. Courtier. I will have a Cargo Ship in the next hand, almost certainly. I do kind of need a Salvager, though. Oof. Isn't there a Minstrel down here? I think I just got really unlucky here. I was thinking I was going to have a village to resolve this terminal problem, but then I didn't. I'm getting way too many Engineers here, but I can pop them for a bunch of 4-cost actions, which are all really good, and then get more villages. So I'm actually not behind in trashing. How did that happen? Turn 3, turn 4. I guess his Engineer and Salvager collided. So I think I'm still in a pretty fine spot here. Let us acquire another village to Cargo Ship, another Advisor, and buy back the Engineer. Denying draw is... I really want to say no Engineer because I'd like him to not be able to gain all these cards before I can. But I just find that the best heuristic for playing against Advisor well is just deny their draw cards. Occasionally deny their action cards because they're more strapped for action than draw. But the main goal, I think, is just to make sure they don't draw. Because if you deny their good cards and give them their draw cards, they'll just draw back around to the good cards anyway and have everything. I think winning the Advisor split will be helpful. It's the only real draw here. And having Wandering Minstrels also in the deck makes it less bad draw than usual, I think. He's very ahead in Wandering Minstrels, I think, right? I only have 2 to his 4. I'm about to get a bunch of cards, though. So Advisor first, before Wandering Minstrel, because Minstrel discards bad cards and and Advisor discards good cards. I would much rather have a bunch of good cards shuffled back in, or one good card shuffled back in, rather than a bad card shuffled back in. So I could trash this estate, and then I have 3 money left. Or I could just take 2 more advisors. I think I'd just rather make sure I don't get behind on advisors. And I can trash the estate later. You know, we actually might not get to dominate. These piles are all awful low. Whew. That's actually worrisome. Yeah, I didn't expect so many engineers to get taken. But they have. And so now the pile out threat is super real. There are 6 in the trash. I have 1. I assume he has 1. It's possible I have 2, but I think this is my last engineer. So, like, for example, this engineer can become 2 wandering minstrels, and it only takes 4 and 2 buys to empty engineer. So, like, if I hit 8 here with 3 buys, which I don't think is actually possible for my... No, it is possible for my deck. It's just not likely. But if I hit 8 and 3 buys, I could gain 2 minstrels, buy minstrel, buy engineer, and win by 1 point. I think I want courtier. This actually might not be good. Oh, I was going to say, I only have 1 other cargo ship in my deck, so maybe it's unreliable. But it seems to have worked out all right. It's also kind of to my advantage that I've not trashed as many estates, because that's just like 1 less buy I need to threaten to in the game. He does have a lot more wandering minstrels, so he's going to have a much better time getting through all those combos. Also taking a courtier. Again, all I need is to find my engineer and then hit 8 and 3 buys. I've got the 3 buys. I've got 2, 5, 7. If I can get back around to that engineer, then I win. Yeah. Now I still don't, if I drew just the engineer here, I would still be 1 coin short because I can't actually play the salvager and also the cargo ship and also the engineer. Okay, well there it is on top. So I want to put the gold in my hand with cargo ship, but I can't get the gold but also play the cargo ship first, so I have to play one of these first. What if I... So we're going to do action coins, right? And I can afford to trash 1 more estate because I'm still ahead. And then I'll have 4, 6, 8, 11. I can set aside a gold, or maybe set aside another courtier. Probably setting aside gold is better because I'm not guaranteed to find this cargo ship. Sorry, but I can just take a gold. This is tough. Not totally sure what to do here. Maybe let's just set aside a wandering minstrel. And lower that pile a bit. Take a duchy. now he's absolutely got to put points on the board here. Even if he provinces, I think me winning is not out of the question with a good draw. That being said, Advisor is not a card that is conducive to optimistic draws. If he takes province, then I need to do duchy plus all this. Engineer gains both minstrels, so then I need 9 and 3 buys. Again, if I could just line up like my engineer and my salvager and enough actions to play it all, then I think I'm in a good spot. I guess a real consideration is just trying to get off one dominate, because then you don't have enough points that like outscoring you in a turn is not reasonable alongside piling out. And you could do that by just like salvaging a gold. So it's possible that maybe the better play was to do something like that. Like in fact, maybe he could have done it here. What if instead of playing the cargo ship, he salvaged it? He would have had 12, 13. He'd have been 1 short, wouldn't he? Salvaging Courtier actually might have been a good play. Did he? I'm not totally sure that there was a way to hit 14 there, but I would have seriously considered dominating a Sam, even if it meant killing a good card. Oh boy. I think I just want to draw the Courtier and then play. Oh no. He's not going to give me that advice. Or, I don't know. Oh, sorry, not give me that salvager. He is. Okay, I might just have a win here. Let me check before playing Advisor, because I might want to kill it with salvager. So again, I pop this for 2, and then I need to buy duchy, engineer. I have 3 buys already, so I just need 9 money. This looks like it should be a win. Yeah. Action coins. Trash engineer, salvage advisor. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure, but I feel like he could have taken a dominate there if he killed something, maybe his courtier. I didn't work out the math, and if he could have, then it was definitely the right play. GG. And true to form, my dog, who has just come in, already wants out again. I'll type Q, hopefully get someone. Okay. Alright, looks like I don't have anybody yet. Already played most of these people, and the 2 I haven't played are playing each other. Just gonna bump that. It's good that Truffles is lost, because she was one of the leaders. I guess it's bad that Tracer beat her because he was also one of the leaders. So either way, one of the people who was in lead was going to extend their lead in that game. What about Assemble Me? Looks like he's still up. So there's 3 people. I guess Tracer and a Symbol Mirror will have a big lead at this point. And then the other folks who were nearby, Mick, Xerix, and Sammy, are all like people who are a threat. Although I did just beat Sammy. Oh, perfect. Oh, this looks like another fast one. Just gonna open double Pixie. None of the other cards look better. Get thin, play some Thrones and Wayfarers, maybe a Hireling or 2. Festival for the plus buy, or maybe Courtier. Never did respond. Yeah, Courtier actually probably be pretty good here, because you're going to get thin and want to add treasure real fast. Could even buy a Distant Lands early and just not play it until late, because it is a 3-type card. I don't think anything else here is. It's probably not ridiculous. I can take a Fishing Village now because I've got a Wayfarer in there, which naturally I draw without my Fishing Village, so I guess I'm trashing this for action. Although, I'm not even sure how much I needed to play that. Next thing you get is plus buy. That could be Festival or Courtier. Probably Courtier is better. I'd rather be getting my actions off of Throne Rooms and Fishing Villages. He's already got a Courtier, but has no draw. Courtier time. This is a good turn. I actually think I'm going to Throne Room this Hireling rather than the Wayfarer. I just like the idea of having 7-card hands for the start of the turn for the rest of the game. Seems wonderful for reliability. I don't want more silvers right now, do I? Maybe I do. I'm actually probably going to draw all that. Gain silver. I'm actually probably just taking plus buy here, even if that's kind of sad. Throne and Pixie. I need another Throne Room because this Throne's going to get stuck aside for the rest of the game. And I think the best way to get a lot of plus buy right now at the moment is just to use Throne Room on Courtier. I think 1 Hireling will probably suffice for me. I might get another one depending on what my draws look like. Don't need gold. Don't need silver. So definitely plus buy. Probably just plus coins. Let's gain a gold. I can buy 3 cheap things. It'd be totally fine. Like Throne, Pixie, Wayfarer. I perhaps should consider getting a second Fishing Village so that I could always guarantee I have plus action at the start of my turn. Like next turn I won't have a Fishing Village already in play, and then if I have a hand of like Wayfarers at the start I'll be a little bit sad. How low are piles? Not super low. There's not a ton of plus buy to go around right now. We both just have 1 Courtier, which means a maximum of 3 buys on most turns. 5 if you get Forest Skift. Don't know if I'm in the lead. I think I am though. I like having already thrown to Hireling. I think actually you kind of want to pick up Distant Lands, like this turn or next turn. It just is a huge buff to Courtier. Don't need that. Do I have more draw cards down there? Yeah, I've got another Wayfarer, so let's just draw. Once. I can get a silver because I'm going to be able to draw that. I can play the pixie first because I know I'm going to have a goat down there to reveal the courtier anyway. So let's do plus buy, gain gold. Plus buy, gain gold. I might be overdoing it here. But it's able to draw it all. So I want more plus buy for sure. Another courtier. Another festival's probably better for liability. Is it distant lands yet? I still think no. Not totally sure what I should have bought there. All the cards looked kind of good. I have a lot more money. I might have been a little bit too greedy in taking the gold and silvers there. Like I had already talked about not having a fishing village in play at the start of this turn. Would not take a lot to convince me that I should have just left a I wish I would have gotten that boon. That would have been excellent last turn, having 5 buys with 23 money. But anyways, it's very possible I should have just not taken any silvers at all. Or golds even, maybe from the courtiers. Like I only needed like 15 or so money, not 23. This is going to be a good turn for them. They could do like 3 more wayfarers and 2 fishing villages or something. That also looks pretty fine. Need a good boon here. Pretty please. Let's just do this preemptively just in case. I want to make sure I don't miss out on buys. Yeah, sure enough, I doubted. This is probably mostly my fault. Don't gain. Learn the error of my ways. I was greedy, and I was punished. I don't want to build yet, actually. Maybe these piles are lowish, but I'll take 1 province just to protect against them piling out Wayfarer and Throne Room. Oh boy, do I have another Wayfarer in there? I think I do. 1 more. Hope I draw it. Well, I've learned my lesson, it seems. This is just a terrible draw, but one that probably could have been avoided. And my hirelings down there as well. That's annoying. This is tricky because I can't really afford to buy too many of these cards, or else I open up the pile out problem. I was definitely in the lead 2 turns ago, but then having 2 awful turns has probably turned that tide, I would think. And yeah, it was definitely partly my fault. I think I took too many treasures. At the same time, though, it's pretty unlucky to draw the cards the way I did. All the draw at the top. And then all the actions on the bottom. Because even the reverse order would have been fine. If I drew the fishing village on top and then the wayfarers, or if I drew like the hireling on top, all of that would have panned out much better. It's not like the silvers or golds I took were a death knell for my deck. It was still enough that like if I drew in a good order, I would have drawn my whole deck. Do they have enough to end it? They need 3 more buys. United need 2 more buys. Not sure if they have that. My guess is no. Yeah, it looks like they don't. I mean, they can still just like triple province if they want to. Yeah, I'm gonna have a. This is a third dud turn in a row. Or actually, it's not guaranteed. I could draw my Wayfarer, but I'm looking at a relatively likely third dud turn in a row. Yeah, wow, this is horrible. This goes beyond anything that was just like self-imposed. It's a really bad draw. So I'll take more gardens and pray they somehow fail to double province, which they're going to. Wow, okay, maybe I can win this after all. I say as I apparently miss village again. Okay, there we go, we're fine. Wow, might I actually win this after all? Throning Courtier is so incredibly sad with no targets in hand. This is like worse than Necropolis. It's like 2 cards for 1 Necropolis. I mean, oh man. Okay, now I gotta count real fast to see if these gardens will activate. So I have 16, 17, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 26, 27, 8, 9, 30, 33, 34, 35, God, 36. Buh. I'm still losing. Yeah. Whew. If these gardens could have activated, that would have been enough to save me, but they're not going to, right? 17, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30. Yeah, I counted right. It was just a loss. Ah, dang it. Just 2 more gardens, I guess. No, I can't even take the gardens because that will lower piles. Wow, at least he's having atrocious truffles too. This game has just been horrendous. So now this should be a win, right? I think. I'm just gonna go for it. Please activate. Yeah, there we go. I counted right. I was really hoping that was gonna be exactly 40 cards. GG. Yeah, that. Both of our decks just like crapped out at the end there really badly. I mean, there was someone unreliable, but that was just like really bad draws for both people. That he couldn't even hit 8 there was very unfortunate for him. Let me report this. Loser was just... Dang it, oh yeah, Cat Stealer. Looks like they are. What have we here? Doesn't look like there's enough support. There's no actions to play goons, so I guess we're just doing like gear money-ish things. It's probably gear stockpile is the open, I think. I'm not sure if it's worth taking an artisan to get distant lands. It might be, because I could also get like Courtier or something. I'm gonna try it. I'm not sure this is better than just straight up money, but I think with artisan, if I take some of these cards, they go well together. Don't think I want 2 artisans though. That's too many. Courtier is also not terrible with gear. You can reveal the gear for like action gold and then play the gear. Does it make any sense to Seaway gear? Probably not. I don't need to buy us that badly. Let's top deck that. I can buy the distant lands now because I've got the courtier around. This is not a happy hand. This is in fact a very sad hand. I guess I can just take stockpile with artisan and then top deck the courtier. Better than whatever else I was going to do. And another stockpile and another gear. Goodness, where is all my... Does this have 2 gears and a distant lands in it? Where are all my multi-type cards? I'm just squirreling this. I think the goal now is just going to be to gain goals off of courtiers, buy some distant lands, and buy some provinces. Who has the 3rd gear? Do I? J, A, J, J. I think 3 gears is probably a good enough number. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think buying gold is better than not buying gold here. Actually, distant lands is better than gold. You don't need to give me much excuse to buy something that's not gold. Certainly don't need plus buy with that many stockpiles. So let's just take action coins gold. And don't desperately need to play the distant lands right away. Be happy to set both of those aside. Buy both of these. I think Slay is not bad in this deck. I'm not sure I'll ever play it. I mean, I'm not unlikely to play it, but like, even if I collide it with other stuff, I can use it to like put a gold straight into hand with courtier. Is it better to top deck something with artisan than to play the gear? Might also just need the points because piles are kind of low. Let's buy a province just to be safe. Should top deck distant lands, I think. Here's the context where I can put the gold straight in my hand, although I'm not even sure that helps me all that much, to be honest. Oh yeah, it does. I'm gonna have like 7 money. That'll help me pretty well. Put in hand. Let's take the points. And duchy. I have a distant lands down. They do not. 2 slays might be too many. That might be starting to get over terminaled. My terminals are kind of clumping up in an awkward way. I don't like that. I think what I'll do here is play the artisan, and I can gain a silver, buy a province, top deck a distant lands. because I think I have another courtier coming up soon. Top deck that. Province. I could have even considered, honestly, just doing double duchy there. Because, I mean, lowering duchies is probably good when I have a points lead. Naturally, I don't find my courtier. There it is. Coins has got to be better than gold here. I've got 22 cards in my deck. There's a decent chance I don't even ever get around to that gold, and if I do it only once, might as well just take the coins immediately, because the gold is not going to pay off. Wow, 8 exactly. Setting aside the green cards actually isn't super helpful, because I'm at the top of a shuffle. If that was the bottom of a shuffle, I would love to set aside the green cards. Because then I would be able to cause them to miss the shuffle. So that was one versus a symbol me. I recall a problem I had last time was sometimes forgetting to report all my wins. I made it to finals anyway, but I have reported everyone I've won against, right? I think the only I didn't report was truffles, which I don't have to because I lost. Am I not friends with T-Moon? I guess not. Oh no, are they taken? Oh no, dang it. How long does this go? I should figure that out. Doesn't say. Also doesn't say. I will figure out how long this thing is somehow. Two-hour window. Okay. This started a little over an hour ago, so we're over halfway through. I'm in the top 4, looks like. Good spot to be. Got somebody? Not somebody. I think the thing to do here is to play Tracer and win, because he's in the lead at the moment. Easier said than done. I did beat him just like a week or two ago in the championships and octafinals, but that was a rather close 4-3. Why don't you just join mine? You made this much simpler on yourself. Iris 42. GL. Huh. No trashing. This kind of looks like it might just be an IGG rush, in which case I have the advantage of having 5-2 here. Maybe Coven is better. I mean, they're both giving you curses. IGG hurts the opponent's deck more immediately, but it's also hurting your deck pretty immediately. It's a toughie. Once the curses hit, Haunted Woods is going to be a pain in the butt, but Mill will kind of help alleviate that. I think I'm going to take the Coven. I mean, it's possible this Haunted Woods is the best here, to be honest. But I don't want to get too behind on the curse split. Cellar, I think, probably better than Vagrant. I really just want to cycle as many cards as I can, which apparently I can't, to play my Coven as often as possible. 3 is really sad. I don't want to hit 3 at all. There's no cards I want for 3. I feel like the key cards are 4, 5, and 6. Did they not open with... Okay, Mill's not a bad opening. I was thinking Sinister Plot, but Mill's totally fine. They already have 2 Covens. Wow, hitting double 5 is not good for me. I guess I'll take a second one. And I think it's Haunted Woods time. They already have 2 mills, which is good for them. I want Plot first, though. The reason Mill is so good is because Haunted Woods would naturally cause you to top deck a bunch of your like estates and curses and stuff if they're in the hand at the end of your turn. And with Mill, you can discard them before the end of your turn, so they don't get top decked with the Haunted Woods attack. Again, I just want to cycle through my deck as fast as I can. Probably Mill here. I think 2 Covens is all I want. I don't think a third one will help me win the curse split any more than having a draw card that lets me find my 2 Covens more often will. And once the curses are out, Haunted Woods is certainly a much better card than Coven is. So I am winning the curse split, which is good. In fact, I might win at 6-4 here. I should not play that Mill. This is full of junk, and I do not want to trigger that shuffle. This is a little bit sad that I have to top deck 2 estates. Like I would love, I probably should have just played the Mill there and left the Vagrant on top. That was a mistake on my part, I think, because I'm top decking 2 estates. But playing the Mill to discard the estates would have been even worse, I'm pretty sure. Just another Haunted Woods. Like this is top decking 2 junk cards. I would have top decked like 4 or 5 if I triggered the shuffle. Yeah, there were 5 cards down there that were bad. I would have drawn one of them. So top decking 4 junk, definitely worse than top decking 2. I had the Vagrant and the Mill in my hand, and my idea was if I play the Mill first and then play the Vagrant, I'm guaranteed to trigger that shuffle because the Vagrant will draw the last card and then check a card, which forces it to reshuffle, so there's a card to check. And so I played the Vagrant first. What I didn't account for was the bottom card was an estate, which meant that the Vagrant draws both, and then I can't play the Mill at all. So probably the best order, had I really thought it through, was just play the Mill. But that would have required predicting that the estate was on the bottom, which even so was only like a 50-50 shot. Sort of thing you might catch if you spent more time on it, but I didn't. I think Charm might be good for gains here. Maybe not. Maybe I don't care about gains that much. And I probably want at least 1+ buy. I won the 7-3. That's great. This seems winning. Not sure if that was just unlucky draws on their part or what. 6-4 seems reasonable because I got to open coven. But yeah, 7-3 seems quite lucky. Do I want to trigger this? I think no. There's a bunch of curses in there. So Vagrant, you're getting top decked. It's not a big deal. Having the points lead is also good. Like usually, like the main reason curses matter is not the points. It's the junk in your deck. But given how low piles are, this extra 3 points I've got is actually kind of significant. Thank goodness Haunted Woods is not in play here. That would hurt. If Haunted Woods are in play, I'd probably just buy Raid purely for the -1 card token, as uninspiring as that might seem, because top decking 3 curses would just hurt so much. I'm quite happy to run down piles, obviously, again, because I have the point lead. Harder for them to do something with that than for me. Incidentally, those messages I was just getting were apparently someone I know telling me that they just got into Dominion. Coincidentally enough, as I'm in the middle of a game. Anyways, where do I stand? Yeah, I think they should just resign. Like if this were like a, I don't know, like a tournament game or something. I guess this is kind of a tournament. If this were like a normal league game or something, I could see playing this out. Like I'm pretty ahead, but I guess not like totally winning. That being said, you know, in Quarantine Cup, there is value in playing quick, and part of playing quick is resigning when you're losing to get to more games. And so I think it makes more sense here than usual. I will not draw here because there's a 100 Woods in play, and so I think it's not actually that amazing for me to have extra cards in my hand. In fact, I'll just buy nothing here. Don't want to talk to the estate. And so I think it makes sense if you're like this is like close to resignable territory in a normal game. I would just take the L so you can get to more total games. I would assume they're buying platinum here. Actually, I'm not even sure they have 9 money. Like their deck does have a ton of curses in it. But I think they'll probably get to 9, and then platinum's probably good. It's probably your best chance of hitting colony is just drawing to your platinum. I should probably think about getting more mills, because they're going to be getting Haunted Woods in play pretty consistently now, and I've only got the 1 mill for 2 estates and 3 curses. Plus mill is points, plus mill lowers piles. Yeah, sure enough, they didn't even get to 9. Even with this big double Haunted Woods draw, their deck is not doing a whole lot. And I think it's mostly because of all that junk. Oh, they didn't even buy anything. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Their hand had like 4 junk cards in it. That would have cost them close to a whole turn. Oof, this is a gross hand. They've got 100 Woods in play. I think I'm just going to take the Border Village and 100 Woods. Maybe Border Village Mill. whatever they're telling Woods. Let's just lower piles. I will have a big plot turn shortly, and then maybe can do double hunted Woods. Because I don't think I've seen my charm yet this shuffle. When did I? Yeah, shuffle my deck here. I have not drawn my charm. So I will draw 3 cards from this, plus 4 cards from Sinister Plot. Yeah, this is, I think, close to a guaranteed win. Because if I draw 7 cards and then discard 7 cards with Cellar, I can get around to the charm. And then it's just a matter of having 10 money in my deck, which I think kind of trivially I should be able to have that much. If they buy Duchy here, then I can't do it. In fact, it's pretty reasonable for them to do so. Because I've only got 2 buys in my whole deck. The normal buy plus charm. And so there's no way for me to gain both Haunted Woods and also take a points lead if they tie it up 1-1. Yeah, that was a good play by them. So I'll draw. I'll also add this token, keep it down. Nice little Vagrant activation there. Should pitch all of this because Haunted Woods is around. Okay, so there's my charm. I think I'll just retake the points lead and get another plus buy. Am I just behind on the Haunted Woods split? They're getting a lot of double Haunted Woods turns, and I have not. Maybe it's 5-3. J, I, J. So 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. Wait a second. Did I count that right? 1 for me, 1 each, 2 for them, 2 each, 3 for them, 3 each, 4 for me, 5 for... How does that work? I have 5 Haunted Woods to their 3. Pretty sure they've had 2 double Haunted Woods turns at least to my none. I don't know. Maybe they're having a lot of no Haunted Woods turns that I'm not noticing. That must be it. They can't possibly win here because they've only got 1 plus buy. And you need 3 buys to buy Haunted Woods Province. Pretty sure they also don't have 18 money in their deck. In fact, they might even not have 18 money in their entire deck. Let's see, they've got 7 coppers, plus 2 covens brings it to 11, plus 2 mills brings it to 15, plus anything else? I think they might just have 15 money in their whole deck. That's silver? That's probably there. So I have 17. Yeah, I think even if they theoretically drew their entire deck somehow, I think they only have 17 money in it. So they're both short on buys and coins. Oof, 4 unplayed cards right there. That's a lot to top deck. But they also can't not buy points. Like, they kind of have to buy Province here to protect against the double Haunted Woods play. But if they buy Province, they top deck tons of junk. I still don't see a reasonable way for them to win this game. They've got too much junk in their deck. I won the curse split at the beginning. There's not like they had anything else to show for it. Not even like an outplaying thing. I just had the 5-2 and it worked out. I'll draw 5 here. This should be a win. There's my triple Hunt of Woods play that I've been waiting for so long. Gain card, gain card. But yeah, I think that game went on a little bit long, which is unfortunate given the time crunch nature of this event. Iris. Haven't played Minion Pawn, haven't played Element Mario. Haven't played Huh. I assume that means there were 2 times where they had a chance to buy a colony. I would think that buying a colony would have been a good idea if they could have. All right, let's see. I'm assuming this person is busy. They said they have a table and they didn't update it since, but they are also not responding. So we shall wait. I think 30 minutes should be enough to get in at least 2 more games, maybe 3. Then again, I mean, it's not even pressingly in my interest to play a lot of games. I've got a comfortable lead, and I think losses give negative points. Something I'm thinking about now is, I guess, given the somewhat ad hoc nature, like the challenges system of how you queue up for games, I'm just going to load this form preemptively and put myself in, because I only need to fill it out if I win, so I can safely assume this should be me. Anyways, you do kind of have an incentive to like wait for lower level players, I guess. Because like it hurts to play a lot of high level players because you lose and you lose points. Not really a good way around that with this format. Like obviously it's just meant to be a mostly fun thing over a short period. So it's not like super important that it be the most rigorous tournament. But it does feel like there's, I guess, a strategic incentive to try to play bad people. Like ideally, I think, if you were trying to maximize your chance of winning, it would probably be best to like, rather than indicating that you have a table open where anyone can join, you should just like wait until you see the tables of like the lower rated players. Oh, perfect. And then join theirs. This looks like a egregiously boring kingdom. I'll take Storeroom Apothecary. I guess we'll do apothecary things. Could even put a beggar in that deck. Beggar Triumph. That's kind of a thing, a little bit. Okay, they've got Vampire, which is just better than what I'm doing. But not much I can do about that. I guess second Storeroom is fine. So I want to play this and discard 2 just to get directly to the end of my shuffle. If I discard none, then I know I have 2 junk cards left on top. And if I discard more than 2, I know I trigger a shuffle that does not have my potion or my apothecary in it, which are the best cards in my deck right now. I don't know if there's like no cards here that I super duper want to gain off a vampire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I like it anyway, mostly just because it lets me trash my shelters, which I don't want. Do I just buy copper here? Let's buy beggar. Beggar gets me lots of coppers. I'm not sure this. Oh, thank you. I got another copper. I'm not sure this deck makes a whole lot of sense, but we're gonna try it. Maybe I should even take a second potion. And triumph. 5 points. I am not gonna swear by the quality of the thing I'm doing right now, but hopefully it will all work out. Let's put that on top and just draw the 2 junk cards off the top of my deck so they're no longer there. Second beggar? Sure. And a copper? I'm not totally sure where this deck goes. I think probably the optimal deck, realistically, is like you use vampire and get really thin, and then you like commerce for a few golds, and then you buy provinces for the most part. That's what I expect, at least. But I really need to find my what's it called? My necropolis, but I'm not going to. In fact, there it is right on top. Just out of reach. Not gonna discard for cards. I get to trash my hovel here. Anyways, I think the best deck is probably like getting thin, adding some golds, and then buying provinces one at a time. But if I do that, then I'm probably doing basically what they're doing, but slower because they got to open with vampire. And so I think it makes sense for me to try to do it this way. Might as well take points. I mean, my deck's full of junk anyway. This deck is so, so bad. The biggest problem I think with my deck is like it doesn't really have a reasonable way, as far as I can tell, to end the game quickly. I don't think I want to trigger this. I want to play that. Ooh, discarding that apothecary hurts a lot. I would have loved to play that apothecary. Famine is usually like a really weak hex, like probably the worst. But that one actually managed to hurt a lot. If I play beggar, I can discard more, but then there's... What? I'm not going to complain, GG, but I'm sitting here with the most ridiculous deck, and they threw in the towel? Okay, I'll take it. Honestly, I wasn't paying attention to what they were doing at all. But like, I don't know, this seems fine. Like they're trashing their coppers, they're adding some treasures. I'm not at all convinced they were even in a losing position, let alone totally lost. All right. Way of the Horse is not super relevant to any of these cards. Salt the Earth kind of encourages early greening, although everything else in this kingdom just kind of screams engine to me. I'm just gonna take church and militia. Is it worth saving? I think I'm. When they took militia. I really want to hit 5. I'll save 1 copper and buy a courtyard. Oof, apparently I did not save enough. I was thinking like I'll have the militia most likely in hand, and then even if I have an estate, 1 copper is enough to guarantee I get 5 even if attacked. But of course, if the militia bottom decks, then all that is irrelevant. Ooh, that's a great boon to get. Discard. Take another one. Do I need that this turn? Don't think I need it this turn. Take that next turn. I got 6, don't need 6. Top deck copper. So where is this deck going exactly? I want Blessed Villages, and then there's lots of sources of draw. Much as I love Sheepdog, it doesn't seem particularly great here. Because, take a second church, I think. There's nothing here that activates it well. You can activate it by gaining a copper mid-turn with count. But as I was suggesting last game, I'm not really sure gaining lots of coppers is a winning game plan. I think, unless this game finishes really fast, I'm probably just gonna, what's the word? Call this the last game, and then wait for the tournament to actually end. I would rather set this aside than trigger shuffle that's got all my terminals in it and none of my villages. Actually, wait, how many terminals do I have? It's just militia and courtyard, right? Maybe it's not such a huge deal. But in any case, this still seems fine. Discard the coppers because I want to trash the estate. Like, I think I've got enough points. Even if I lose this one, probably. Like, I've won 1 since then. Won 2 since then. So even if I lose this one, I think I'll have enough points to be in the top 4 finishers. And can therefore just safely wait it out rather than try to desperately get 1 in last minute. Gives me a chance to rest and maybe use the bathroom or something before semifinals. I've got 2 villages. Probably could use another draw card. I think militia will kind of hurt here. Militia's just going to kind of hurt in general in this kingdom. Or in most kingdoms. They bought gold. Well, I'm not a fan of that. Why do you want golds? Charm is like +5 coins, +1 buy. Or you could have +3 coins, plus no buy. Seems like a clear choice to me. Gain card. Yes, I'll take that. Receive now. I'd rather the envoy on top, because I'm more likely to find a blessed village than to find an envoy. Ooh, discard the village. It probably won't matter, but if I discard anything else, they could just play the village to draw back to it. So, it does kind of seem basically strictly worse to discard anything that's not the card that has +1 card on it. Envoy, much like Advisor, I think. Good rule of thumb is to discard the draw cards most of the time. And Village drew more than any other card there. I think I'll discard these. I think I'm reasonably likely to draw back around to it. Yeah, this looks like it'll do it. Trash that. Set aside these. Do I want to buy 2 more 4s or 2 more 5s? Not sure. I think I'm drawing pretty reliably. Like I'm about to set aside 2 of these. I think I want more payload right now. Which will probably be another charm and something. Could be scepter, could be sentry. Scepter is basically silver, I think, for the most part. Like there's no actions that it pairs very well with here. But I mean, if what I need is money, then a $5 silver is still okay. Now I want to take a few more blessed villages. There's multiple draw cards here: Envoy, Sheepdog, Courtyard. So you can make do with. I'm going to leave the copper on top so I can trash it. You can make do with any number of draw cards, but there's a limited number of villages to go around, and therefore I think it's good to win that split. Not sure where their deck is going. They've got a bunch of golds. I don't know what the golds do for you. I don't think I'm particularly aiming at provinces all that much here. I think I'm looking to draw lots of charms and buy lots of, or gain lots of duchies. Like those golds did basically nothing there. Doesn't really matter what order, because if I play my Courtyard, it's gonna draw it all anyway. Leave the Envoy on top. Set the Blessed Village aside. Can also afford to set aside 2 coppers. Two coins. Gain. Next turn. I don't think I'll be able to get this free gold. Like as much as I dislike gold because it's worse than charm, certainly gold is still better than nothing. But I'm gonna get militia attacked here, and I don't have quite, like if I didn't get militia attacked, I'd probably just discard the charm and both of the coppers for the gold. But I think I just want to make sure I draw. The gold's not that important to me. Then again, I mean, I'm also going to get Wind's Gift. Can I draw a 3? Do I want to be greedy? Yeah, sure. Let's take a risk here. I think I'd rather discard the Envoy. Or maybe I wouldn't. I've got a bunch of villages in here, don't I? Discard both of those. Yeah, I'm going to draw my deck anyway. So we're fine. I ended up getting the free gold and not paying the price of deading. Yeah, this is quite fine. I set aside all of this, and I'm very unlikely to dud. So we ended up splitting the villages 50-50, which means my deck can play a militia each turn, plus 5 draw cards. I've got 4 right now, Courtyard and 3 Envoys, so I might want 1 more. I mean, I might want 2 more even, because like even if I can't play them all, Envoy is likely to get other draw cards discarded, And then if I draw back to it, I can set it aside at the end. So like 2 more envoys would be totally fine. Is now the turn to get it though? I kind of also just want a bunch more charms right now. Let's just add more charms. Which means I don't think I need more scepters right now. And then next turn, maybe I take 2 more envoys. I'm not totally sure. They're probably just going to draw everything. They are just going to draw everything. So I've got 4 charms. I think if I get like 2 more, I'm threatening to do like 7 duchies or so. Well, maybe not. I don't have any other plus buy in my deck, do I? I guess 2 more charms really just threatens 6 duchies. I should get a count. Scepter plus count will be 2 more duchies. Because at the moment the scepter is kind of useless. But if I get like a count and 2 scepter, not 2 scepters, a count and 2 charms. The charms can get me 6 duchies. The count can get me a 7th. The scepter can get me an 8th. So I think my plan here is to acquire a count, 2 charms, an envoy, maybe 2 envoys even. Not sure if I can do that all this turn, but that's what we're going to try to do. And we're likely going to do less than that, but we'll see. I've drawn to the end of my deck. Set aside all this. So I said count and 2 charms, right? So I can do gain card, that covers that. Then do plus 2 coins. I think this all works out, right? I got exactly what I needed. That's nice. I should check that they can't pile out before I buy all this stuff, though. I've got 4 charms. They've got 3. They have no count, so the only way they can possibly gain things is via charm. So with 3 charms, the most they can gain is 4 things. If I lower charms by 2 and envoys by 2, they could end the game, because they could buy charm, envoy, envoy, envoy. So I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is count, charm, charm, 1 more envoy, and they cannot do 4 envoys plus a charm. And so we'll then add a sheepdog. I can also, on this turn, since I'm trying to end the game on this turn, Way of the Horse any action cards except Blessed Village, discard draw. Because I do need a 3 pile, which would be Blessed Village, Charm, Duchies, if all goes according to plan. So if I Way of the Horse the Blessed Village, it goes back to its pile, and then I have not successfully emptied all 3 piles, because that pile will not be empty. But like, I could horse my sentry, or horse my sheepdog, or horse my militia even to draw. In fact, I will likely do that for all of them, right? Oh, they're putting back a Blessed Village. I think they're trying to protect. I mean, there's a chance maybe they just need to do that to draw. I think what they're trying to do here is to protect against the pile out, if I had to guess. They might have counted it up and realized that I'm threatening the 3 pile. Now, can I do 8 duchies, a charm, and a Blessed Village? I think the answer is no. I'm pretty sure my deck is, at the moment, built just to do exactly 8 duchies, charm. So what I will probably do then is just keep building for a turn. I can buy that plus village maybe. And maybe play the scepter at... Oh, they're just going to buy it back? Apparently I thought that they were doing that because they were aware that I was going to empty all of this and they wanted to put an extra card in the pile, because unless I have counted wrong, this is exactly as much as my deck can do. And this was the thing that saved the game. Apparently that's not what they're doing at all. Apparently they're just like, they needed to use the Blessed Village for a draw or something. This should be easily winning. I'm not even going to need to horse any of these cards, it looks like. Let's just double check. So I have to buy a charm. Yeah, this is clearly one. Gain copper. I can react with sheepdog as a way of the horse. Not that there's any good reason to do that, but I'm going to do it. Gain duchy. Set aside... there's no need to play the militia and attack them. We'll be nice about it. End actions. Yeah, I just don't think they were aware of the threat here. And I was thinking like, oh, I'm just going to finish this game early and then take a quick break. Gain copper. Gain duchy. But as it turns out, there's only like 2 minutes left before the 2-hour mark ends. So, not much of a break. GG, I say to the empty room, because they've already left. So, standings haven't updated in a while, but I cannot imagine I'm not in the top 4, because I was top 2, and then only 1 since then. I beat Iris, I beat Shamrock Keychain, I have to report that real fast. Shoot, I mentioned being bad about this earlier, and then I'm demonstrating that right now. Shamrock. Submit. Let's find the present standings. I think there's a link. Oh, there have been a lot of messages. Scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. We're almost there. So here's the start. Shoot, I think I just scrolled all the way up in the wrong channel. Maybe to the top of this channel. Yeah, here we go. Oh, cool, I'm in the lead. So yeah, the Lost to Truffles was the only one. Shanahan has just played more total. Speed Demon there. I think this is kind of what my results looked like the last time I played, way back when. I was towards the top, not because I had the highest wins. Oh, actually, Shanahan does have the highest wins, because I played a bunch really fast. Apparently, I was trying to do that this time, but I just was not as effective. Tracer, I guess, took some losses there at the end. Looks like I'm not. Oh, these are alphabetized. I was gonna say, oh, Team Moon and Truffles, but that's just because they're at the end of the alphabet. Wow, Team Moon did not do so hot. I'm pretty sure this is like underperformance. I think they're rated pretty high. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, we're going in first seed. That's nice. I will likely be playing Tracer. That'll be a tough match. Tracer's very good. Yep, there we go. Official standings. 37 points. That's a pretty comfortable lead. Although, honestly, I don't know. Tracer might be the scariest person in the pool to play. Truffles and Sam E also stand out as people who I'm pretty sure are very good. Sam E definitely is. He's rated very highly. Truffles and Tracer is a little bit harder to say because I don't think that they ladder regularly enough for the ratings to be all too accurate. But I think they're quite good. I think Shanahan's in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Element Mario is also very highly rated. He's not even in the top 6. He might have just not played very many games. Alright, I'm going to pause this for a second. Go get something to eat and come back for semifinals. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Still haven't announced. Looks like we got a second, I think. This match, I think, is relevant for seeding purposes. I'm not actually sure how many points you get for a win or a loss. Maybe I could figure it out from these. But maybe if Shanahan loses, it affects the Truffles versus Shanahan seeding. Let me think about this. So I won 7 and lost 1. So what's the nearest multiple of 7? 42? Maybe a win is worth +6 and a loss is -5. Does that chart with Shanahan's? Shanahan won 7 and lost 3, I believe. Should be 40. No, it doesn't add up. Wait a second. This can't possibly be based on the numbers earlier, because Shanahan's correctly at 10 games, but I'm listed at 9 games. Maybe the numbers I was looking at a second ago were wrong. Let me update this. Okay, here we go. Apparently I played 9 games and one just hadn't registered yet. So this is the final results. Let's see if I can figure it out from here. Okay, based on this, it looks like maybe a win is worth 5 and a loss is worth 3. Does that work out? 35 minus 9, that checks. 35 minus 6, yeah. Okay, so win is worth 5, loss is worth 3. Looking down here, I think would have been the easiest way to figure it out. Is like, this person has won 1 and lost 0. They have 5 points. This person has won 3 and lost 3. They have 6 points. So wins must be worth 2 more than losses. With these 2 alone, it would have been very easy to figure out. I'm just going to pause this again. I'm not sure how long the wait is before semifinals, but rather than have another 10 minutes of blank space in the video, I'll just unpause when it starts again. Alrighty, so it's now official. Apparently I'm actually playing Sam E, who overtook Tracer in the waning hours of the Quarantine Cup. I also get to be player 1 because I'm the higher seed, which is nice. Done. I should turn off chat because there's spectators now. Last time Sam E was the top seed and I was 4th. And I had to go 2nd, but I ended up winning. Don't remember too much about the content of the game though. Oh, I remember I played with Crypt. I'm a big fan of Crypt, and then Sam E skipped it, and it worked out well for me. Like Q Cup 5 or something. Yeah, maybe if he plays regularly, then there's a good chance he doesn't remember some random tournament from like a few months back. It's more fresh in my mind because I haven't played one of these in ages. Yeah, sounds about right. Of course, this bodes poorly for me because if we're repeating that but in reverse, I being first seed, I'm going to lose to Sammy. Okay, what do we got here? So we got draw with Seer, Swashbuckler, Masquerade. Only action is Native Village. Is there any plus buy? Only Fortune, and only if it gets revealed. That's kind of awkward. Labyrinth is kind of interesting, though. It really gives you an incentive to gain multiple cards per turn. But how the heck do you do that? There's only two ways to gain multiple cards per turn here. One is if Fortune gets revealed and you buy two things. The other is... if you activate Treasure Chest off of Swashbuckler, then you'll get 2 points each time you gain a gold. Or technically, you'll get 2 points each time you buy a card after having gained a gold. This is weirdly reminiscent of the Groundskeeper game I played earlier, where there was like Groundskeeper and Swashbuckler, but no real plus buy. Gladiator doesn't actually seem all that good, to be perfectly honest. And, I mean, as much as I would love to have Fortune revealed, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do the work of revealing Fortune for the both of us, where I add a bad card to my deck, just to go to that labor for the communal benefit. Maybe I try to do the Swashbuckler thing. How reliably can you activate that? You can get cards in your discard with Guide, perhaps? I can kind of see that working, maybe. You like call Guide to put 5 cards in your discard, and then you play like Native Village Swashbuckler, and then you activate Swashbuckler. That does sound kind of tedious. But maybe if you just skip provinces and buy Groundskeepers and Fairgrounds, then on top of the Labyrinth points, you can outscore them over the long term. Might try that. Is that ridiculous? It might just be ridiculous. It's possible that it's like the faster single province per turn thing is good enough. But I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that. So I've gotten the Masquerade already. I'm not so worried about the time anymore. Now there's no important clock. It's just whoever wins this moves on to the next round. So I can take my time. I could just buy Wedding here. The gold's not bad. Although in a single buy kingdom, if I am doing nothing next turn except paying off debt, that'll be a little bit sad. Alternatively, I could just take like a Guide or a Native Village now. I don't need to get super duper thin, I don't think, because I need a thick enough deck that discarding 5 plus setting a thing aside plus drawing still leaves cards in my discard. So like I need a 9 card deck or more. So I don't need like double Masquerade, I don't think. Maybe I'll take the early Guide. Not sure this makes sense. Apparently that was not what he was anticipating, which, I mean, to be fair, it's kind of a weird buy, I think. But it's all part of my Guide Swashbuckler plan. Oh, this is not that sad. My Masquerade bottom decked, but guess what I've got? I've got a Guide, and I can call that to trigger this shuffle if I want. And I have 5 here, which is not bad, but I think I'd rather play my Masquerade even if it means I miss 5. Good thing I got this Guide. Trash this. Alright, I want a Native Village, I guess. Not totally sure what my plans for hitting 5. Probably just trash the estates, and then on some Masquerade turn I'll eventually have 5. Or that. I'll have to draw 5 coppers naturally, I guess. Okay. So I've got 12 cards in deck, so I could reasonably start on the Swashbucklers. We're going to do this. If I call it here, I have okay chance of... No, I don't, because I'll trigger this shuffle. So I can't call guide here, because even if I draw the Swashbuckler, I'll have already triggered this shuffle, and therefore there won't be anything in my discard. So I'm not going to do that. I could trash this and buy Native Village. Alternatively, I could just buy a second Swashbuckler. I think I like having multiple Swashbucklers in my deck, because I'm not at all guaranteed to have a Swashbuckler after calling my guide. Shoot, this is... Maybe this... I miscounted how many cards I needed. It's more than 9. I need to have 5 initially to discard with guide, plus 5 more in my hand, plus 3 for the Swashbuckler to draw. And I'm actually 1 short of that here. So even if I call guide, I'd have 2 cards left in my deck, and so if I played a Swashbuckler, I would not activate it. Because I would trigger a shuffle, there'd be nothing in my discard afterwards. What if I call it twice? That also doesn't work because it triggers a shuffle. So much for that plan. Gonna wait another turn and bide our time. I'm gonna make this work. This might be really dumb, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna get all these labyrinth points. You just wait and see. I'm gonna call the guide here. I've got a 5/8 chance of successfully activating Swashbuckler. If the Swashbuckler's in these top 5 cards, I will get a coffer. And then I just need to do that 3 more times. Oh, he's taking Gladiator. I guess I could just... Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Well, that's not what I wanted. Let's take another Native Village. This is like such a good hand. I feel so silly calling and guide on it. But like it doesn't do anything unless I have cards in my discard. And the only way to get cards in my discard is to call the guide. I think what's going on is... I think he's picked up on the thing I'm doing. He's like, oh, Jacob's trying to get all these labyrinth points. And so he's like, well, I might as well reveal the Gladiator now. Because at this point, the fortune is better for him than it is for me. Since he doesn't have an easy way to get the treasure chest, revealing fortune will be good for him. That's a good counter. It's a real good counter. And I must confess, the quality of his deck is probably a little bit higher than mine, because I've been doing maybe not the best stuff. Swashbuckler, please. Nah! Okay, I can still draw it. I can still draw it. Aww. This is sad. Also, not the card I want to set aside on Native Village map. Not at all. Ay, ay, ay. This is not going well. I'll take another guide. It's not that statistically unlikely that one of my 2 Swashbucklers would be in this middle 5 cards at least once. But it is so far working out very poorly for me. I've also not really thinned my deck sufficiently because I keep calling the guide every time I have my Masquerade in hand. And so I probably also need to get like an additional Masquerade to help me finish off trashing. Like his deck is super thin. He's drawing every single turn here. Uh-oh, my computer is low on charge. Time to relocate. You would think, why not just bring the cord to the computer instead of the computer over to the cord? But my desk has this awkward problem of having far too few outlets next to it. And I have an extension cord, but it's only got the 2-prong hole, so it doesn't have the 3 prongs. This probably doesn't make any sense for anyone who lives in a country that doesn't have the same type of outlets as the US does. But I've got a 3-prong cord, 2-prong extension cord, and so my computer cord actually can't jive with the extension cord. So I just have to move away from the desk every single time I want to recharge my computer, which is annoying. All right, this is happening every single time. Look at this. I have an amazing hand, but I have to call the guide on it and discard the. Actually, was this? It wasn't an amazing hand. I had a fine hand, but I call the guide and draw this nonsense. Pick that up because I don't want my native villages to be stuck on the mat. I guess I'll set aside. Oh, this is so bad. This is just not working out. Not at all. I'm not at all convinced that this strategy is bad. Unorthodox, perhaps, but not necessarily bad. That being said, this has just been phenomenally bad luck, I think. The chances that neither of my swashbucklers has been in this set of cards every single time, I got 2 of them. I think the odds are close to like 50% on any given turn that they're there. At least one of them is there. And so far, I've had like 3, 4, I think 3, maybe 4, just totally dud turns in a row. And that's a huge problem because my whole strategy relies on doing that 4 times. We're getting to the point in the game where it's just too late. And the swashbuckler thing, it's actually just, it's totally relevant at this point because even if I do it 4 turns in a row now, the fortune will already be revealed well before that, and the labyrinth points are totally out. This is just this is a failure. this is a failure. There's no sugarcoating it. This did not work. I'm not even gonna try this time. There's no point. I'll just pick this up and draw. Is that me with the second masquerade? Okay, yeah, I've got 2 masquerades already. I don't need a third. Let's just take a seer. Yeah, so he's going to reveal Gladiator this turn. Not reveal Gladiator. He's going to reveal Fortune this turn. And then he'll be the first one to get it. And then we're going to split the labyrinth point 6-6, which makes my entire plan totally moot. But he's got the better deck to show for it, I think. He's already thin. He's got 4 seers. Seer is definitely, in the abstract, a better draw card than the swashbuckler native village thing I've got going. If you set aside the treasure chest, which has not come up this game. So suffice to say, I am behind. I'm very much behind. In fact, I think I am gonna be close to deterministically lost because please draw a native village. Oh, I set it aside. Dang it. Oh, this is please pass the copper. Okay, thank goodness. I can at least buy fortune here. I may have to pass up on trashing. I'm in so much trouble. So much trouble. The problem is, like, his deck is never going to done. And at 2 buys, there's a pretty strict limit on what you can get. He might even buy a second fortune here, just for extra buy. Like, it's like basically like an incredibly expensive candlestick maker. Actually, even worse than that. But plus buy here is so valuable, and he's never going to dud. So it's basically like he buys 2 cards per turn, I buy 2 cards per turn, and so forth. Or we do like he buys a fortune, I buy a fortune, he buys a fortune, I buy a fortune. Either of those lines, there's no way I'm going to win because he'll have either one more buy than I do if he just pile the fortunes or something, or he'll be the first one to score if we do like
2 buys per turn. Neither is good. And that's assuming we draw. There's a pretty good chance he draws his deck every turn. His deck is pretty reliable. I'm not even guaranteed to draw my deck here because I have not really done a whole lot to make my deck of quality. And so there's a good chance I just dud anyway, and then he gets even further ahead. I give myself, I don't know, like 10, 15% chance of winning this right now, I think. I mean, he could still dud. He doesn't have that many draw cards, but like if he finds like one seer in his deck, in his very thin deck full of seers, then his turn's probably going to kick off just fine. Whereas my deck is still chock full of coppers because I've hardly played Masquerade at all, and the last time I played it, I didn't even trash with it. On the upside, on the potential upside, the fact that my deck is full of junk and the fact that his is not means that there's a very low chance I ever have to pass away something good to the Masquerade on his turn, but a decent chance maybe he has to pass me something good on my turn. Maybe that's my hope here, is he draws a hand of like Seer, Fortune Teller, not Fortune Teller, Fortune, or something, and then he has to give me a Seer. Maybe that's my way to win, is just hope that he passes me the cards I need. He's already ahead in Labyrinth points because he got the gold off the Fortune, because he had a Gladiator in play. When did that happen? Here we go. Gains the gold. I had this whole plan. I was going to monopolize these Labyrinth points with this Swashbuckler. Boy, did that work poorly. Oh, he's not going to die. He's got guide. There's no way he draws 2 hands in a row that have no seers in it in a deck of 15 cards with, I think, 4 seers. I think I can set aside here. I'm really not upset about setting aside a seer, I think. Okay, he's got a second Fortune already. I am toast. He's got 4. I wanted these so bad. I thought I had such a good scheme to get him. And this is not panned out. This is not panned out at all. So if I trash now, I have 6, 12 minus 8 is 4. If I don't trash, I have 7, 14 minus 8 is 6. Honestly, neither of those numbers seem super duper good to me. This is just really losing. I hope this is not the one that's getting commentated in the Oh, it is. It is. It is definitely the one that's getting commentated. I'm sure I'm letting all the spectators down with my poor choices here. I guess I'm just gonna. Nothing looks good. Nothing looks good at all. I'm gonna trash and buy 2 native villages. This has gone so bad. Yeah, I think taking the Gladiator was a good counter to what I did. Like, I think if we were mirroring each other and had similar quality decks, perhaps the Gladiators just never get taken and the Fortune never gets revealed. And then we play, like, single buy per turn. But if I do the thing that is, on the face of it, worse in the short term, but has this nice, very long-term benefit of taking all the Labyrinth points, then forcing the game towards the Fortune pile really helps out. That is something I'd not, I think, sufficiently accounted for in my opening strategy considerations. What does he take here? Could be a third Fortune, honestly. His deck might not be able to support that quite yet. Maybe he takes like Seer, Native Village, Masquerade or something, and then plans to take the third Fortune next turn. He might just take Native Village fortune right now. He takes a silver. Okay. I can see the logic in that. I'll take that seer now. I want to pass the estate second with my other masquerade. I maybe shouldn't have trashed that copper. I got one back though. I can't get too low on money, or else I can't buy things. At the moment, all I've got is 1 silver and 4 coppers to my name. In fact, I should take another fortune here for the plus buy, and probably just another silver, honestly. Like, I've got 3 guides down. I'm reasonably likely to be able to draw. Actually, as I say that, this hand looks horrible. So the problem is, I've got all my villages here. So even if I guide this hand away, I'm likely to have a second hand that's got no actions and just draw cards. Like, this is a sign not just that this hand is bad, that my whole deck has been poorly shuffled. I believe I've got 1 more native village down there. Pretty sure, at least. JS. Maybe I've got 2 more down there. I guess then it's fine to call the guide. I didn't realize I had 5 of these things. And hey, if I call my guide, I might even activate my swashbuckler for the first time ever. Like, he shouldn't triple province here, but like, even if he did, that would just be winning. I mean, he might do 1 province, and then he could just take like a groundskeeper and a seer or something. Even no provinces is totally fine. There's no reason he needs to score now. My deck does very little. Prince is a nice idea for reliability, I suppose. I don't like the Prince at all. If you want reliability, you've got guides. Or actually, he doesn't have any guides in play, but you could just buy guides. And I don't like the idea of like having to play a masquerade at the start of your turn, where you potentially have nothing good to pass. Actually, maybe that does make sense. Princely Masquerade probably is fine, because you can know with some confidence your opponent probably passed you something bad that's in your starting hand from their Masquerade. So Princely Masquerade might be totally okay. I think I just call this again. There's a native village. Okay, now I'm good to go. Can I activate? I have to not set aside to activate, so I'm going to pick up. But just for the sake of it, just to be able to say that I did. All right, hurrah! I've gotten 1 activation on turn 15. Well beyond when it could possibly have been good. Guess I picked that up. Look at that beautiful shiny coffer. Um, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. So double that, and I could have 18 minus 7 is 11. I could play the coffer and have 13 and 3 buys. Or I could trash the copper and have like 9. Or I could trash the copper and play the coffer and have 11. I think it doesn't matter. I think I'm lost. I think what I'm going to try to do, maybe, is just skip the whole groundskeeper thing and see if I can just blitz down the provinces fast enough that he can't come back. It doesn't even work, though. Because, like, if I take triple, then he takes single. And then if I triple, actually, maybe that works. This is all assuming he doesn't have a turn next turn. He's probably just going to start scoring next turn, then I'm dead in the water. It all seems really bad. I think I'm going to do the thing that builds bigger and hope that this guide is enough to give me reliability. Don't trash. Autoplay treasures. Oh, shoot. I need to play the coffer first. Undo 2. One coffer. I mean, normally I think it's force of habit you play the coffers after the treasures, but here it matters more because if I play the coffer before the fortune, then it gives me 1 extra money relative to what I would have had otherwise. Actually, I'm not sure it matters. I haven't figured out exactly what I want to buy. But I think 1 is going to be a seer. 1 is going to be a silver, so I can justify trashing those carpets in the future. And 1 maybe is groundskeeper. Blah. Everything sucks. All of it sucks. I'm just going to lose. Oh no. Goodbye, native village. You served me. I was going to say you served me well, but I'm not sure that's true. You did things that may have been good or bad. Okay, maybe I pray that he does. No, he's going to get his guide in play. And actually, maybe 2 of them. I think he might have 2 guides. Yeah, you get 2 guides. So his odds of dudding are very low now. If it were my turn right now, like if he didn't have this turn, I think I could plausibly win by just triple provincing and then hoping to triple province a second time and then having enough points that the groundskeeper thing becomes irrelevant. Even then, I'm not sure that is winning because he could just ignore provinces and start taking fairgrounds points or something like that, which I'm not sure if he ever gets them up to 6 points each, but they could be worth 4 points each plus 3 points from his groundskeepers, and that'd be enough to outscore the provinces, I think. But given that it's his turn and he's going to buy 3 more things, this sure isn't looking pretty. I think, yeah, this is just going to be the exact opposite of how my very original Quarantine Cup went, which was I was the 4th seed, and I had to play as the underdog player 2 against Sam E, top seed, and I upset him. And now he's back for vengeance. And by back for vengeance, I mean he doesn't actually even remember this happened. Because it was a while back. I was really hoping to win this one. You know, I'd placed 2nd in the last one. And then this time, I was playing better in the preliminary match. I'm not sure what you call it, the group stage. I was top seed by a decent margin even. But anything can happen in a 1-game elimination match. Actually, I'm implying like it was bad luck or something. I think I just chose a bad strategy this game. I think this this guide swashbuckler thing might have just been doomed from the start. Well, maybe not quite. Like it's gone poorly for me, but he didn't even play his Masquerade. Oh, that's right, because he printed it. But like I did have really bad luck with the I want to set aside the gold so I can Masquerade the copper. Doesn't make a huge difference because I could just call the native village anyway. I did have really bad luck. Maybe if I got that treasure chest earlier, or I say earlier like I have it at all. If if I got that treasure chest at some point in this game, then maybe things would have been different. Maybe I wouldn't have lost the labyrinth points and really everything else. But I also think this strategy kind of looks like it was bad from the get-go. I think the gladiator buy did counter what I'm doing right now pretty darn well. Alright, so seeing as he's going for provinces, maybe I now have to try to outbuild him by taking a bunch more ground. The problem is, even if I buy like 3 groundskeepers, am I even ahead in the split? I think that makes it 5 for his favor still. Like really everything is just looking really bad here. On the upside, I'm about to get a coffer. So there's that. I'll get my second coffer of the game on turn 17. I probably shouldn't trash all these coppers anyway, even if I can, because it's nice to have something on the top for that masquerade attack when it hits. Not that it's super relevant to this kingdom, but masquerade feels like an attack, and it's annoying that you can't block it with like lighthouse or anything. Like it is functionally an attack in many kingdoms. I used to hate masquerade. I used to hate masquerade with a passion. Like it was number 2 worst card after Swindler for me. I've come around on it. Like it's not that bad. I don't even have it on my dislike list, let alone on my ban list. But I still wouldn't say I enjoy it much as a card. I mean, it's also got this problem of like it's a really strong card. So like if it's in the kingdom, you're probably getting it. And so it's not like Cardinal, where Cardinal's annoying, but also often just irrelevant and you can ignore it. Masquerade is kind of an annoying card that you're forced into. Especially like Masquerade plus like discard attacks or like Masquerade plus Ghost Ship, where you have to like have a 3-card hand and then get Masquerade attacked, and then they pass you a copper, so you're functionally playing with like a 2-card hand plus a copper. Those games are painful. As you can tell, I'm still intently focused on winning this game. Groundskeeper, Swashbuckler Province. I think I have also now managed to lose the Groundskeeper split, right? Like on top of being behind on provinces, I'm also behind on Groundskeepers. I think that's true. So I think my goal here is going to be to triple province and pray that he duds, because he doesn't have either of his guides down. Oh, shoot. What I wanted to do was set another thing aside to maximize my chance of drawing next turn. Let me just undo this. But one of these 2 cards down here is a fortune. And if I set the fortune aside, I don't think I can pick it back up. Okay, I'm just wrong. I could have picked it back up. Because the other card was a native village anyway. In any case, I didn't want to risk getting my fortune stuck on the mat and only having 2 buys. So I've got 12 in hand. That's enough to triple province. I'm going to not trash. Alright, end actions. I don't even care about playing the Groundskeeper. I don't think the 3 points is going to matter. I think my chances of winning this game basically boil down to, can I triple twice in a row? And I think having 1 extra draw card functionally maximizes my chance of doing that successfully. My strategy here basically hinges on him not having a good turn here. And that is really unlikely if he's passing me a guide. He must have a really good hand if that's his worst card. It looks like he's just got more good cards than he knows what to do with. He's like only got good cards being revealed. This bodes poorly. This bodes real poorly. I mean, this is a perfectly fine starting hand for me, I think. I don't think I'm going to guide away this one. Actually, I probably would have if he hadn't passed me the guide. Yeah, he's thinking here. Maybe he's going to dud. He just has to hit triple province. So find all three of his fortunes. All two of his fortunes. All three of his buys, I guess I should say. And then I think he should have enough money for it. Man, if I manage to win this game, I'll be happy, but I'll be surprised. He's played 4 of his groundskeepers. I can't tell. I'll just wait for him to do something. But yeah, if he manages to dud, I think I just have to draw my deck here, which is, not trivial, not at all trivial, but like it's something that's also not that unlikely to happen. No, he's getting there. He's got it. Dang it. Okay. Well, we tried. Estate. Wait a second. That's 20. That's not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, shoot. He does have a lot of... Maybe I needed those extra 3 points. We'll find out. It is entirely possible that I should have taken those 3 points. Let's count this up. Let's play through this hand first. If I dud, then I won't even need to count it up. That's a good card to see. Set aside. Okay, I'm drawing. I do have 5 native villages, right? That's what we established last turn. That I can't count how many native villages I have. Let's double check this. 1, 2, 3. This isn't even going to work because I didn't play all my native villages. I'll have to count by a number I drew. I had 1 in hand. Then I drew a second one. Drew a third one. Drew a fourth one. Drew a fifth one. Yeah, I got 5 down there. So, what does that mean for how I should play this? It means I can set aside one of this potentially and then redraw. Let me just double check how many points I need now, I guess. So I've got 31. I need to score. I'm player 1, so I need to score 30 points. Can I even do that? I don't think I can. 9 from... No, I have 4 groundskeepers, so like theoretically, I can... Yeah, I can't do that many points. I can do 10 from province. Plus, let's just assume I have 10 uniques. I think I have 10 unique. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I might have 10 uniques on my deck for fairgrounds. So I do like 10 plus 8 plus 8. That's 28. Oh my god. Oh no. That 3 extra points that I passed up on might have mattered. Because if I'm counting right, this scores 28 points when what I needed was 31 or 30 points. That being said, of course, obviously, it's possible that I wouldn't even draw my deck if I didn't set aside that native, set aside the groundskeeper native village, like if I just picked it up. Because it's basically like 1 bonus draw this turn. So it's hard to even say that I would have successfully drawn my deck. He's got a guide on his mat now. There's 0% chance he fails to hit 8. Don't trash. Yeah, oh my god. I think that's gonna have made the difference, isn't it? It is. I would have drawn my deck. Well, I got really close here. A bit closer than I probably deserved to get. Oh wait, I don't even have enough money now, do I? I passed away my silver. I guess that makes it all moot point. No, I do have enough money because I didn't need to buy Triple Province. I needed to buy Province Double Fairgrounds, and I have enough money for that. Yeah, apparently if I had picked up that Groundskeeper, I would have won. What a shame. I'm not sure I could have known that, but perhaps I should have counted. Maybe I should have just double checked, like, will that 3 points make a difference versus Triple Province? And apparently the answer is yes. Let me just double check this math, though, before I resign myself to losing. 31 points. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Groundskeepers in play. Province will be 10, plus 8, plus 8. That's not more than 60, is it? That's 59. That's fewer than the number I need. Actually, do I have 10 uniques? Now I can count this for sure. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So I would have had 11 if I bought Fairgrounds here. What a pity. I should have checked that. I should have considered the Triple Province option from Sam E. And I didn't. So I think now the best play is just Triple Fairgrounds and then lose. The odds he fails to hit 8 here are kind of astronomically low, I think. There's nothing better. Silk Roads are worth next to nothing. Duchies are less than Fairgrounds. I'm not seeing how I get around this. $57 points. Wait a second. Is my math wrong anyway? So if I take Province here, I'm at 57 points. And I was talking about how those extra 3 victory points mattered. I'm gonna let him play, and I'm gonna come back to this real fast. Maybe I'm wrong to think that the 3 victory points was enough. Maybe I did the math wrong. So what I'm seeing there is, what do I even pass here? I'm gonna pass Province, I think. I just want to maximize his chance of dudding. If I get a turn, I can outscore an extra 12 points. Anyways, what was I saying? This does not look like a dud, though. So I had 47. If I bought Province, I would have been at 57. But if I added 3 extra points there, factoring the previous Groundskeeper, that's still 60, which is still losing. Which makes me think I must have done the previous math wrong when I asserted that the 3 victory points was the difference. So I had 31 points to his 60. So I needed to score 30 points. And Province is 10. Oh, wait. Yeah, I did some bad math there, didn't I? He got the one in hand. 10 plus 8 plus 8 is 26. Not 28, I guess is what I was assuming. So the 3 victory points didn't actually matter. I was just lost. That was not the particular mistake. GG. Yeah, so the setting aside Groundskeeper actually didn't make the difference. There's just no way for me to play around Triple Province. I think probably the main mistake here was just the Swashbuckler Seer thing. That just seems like a mistake. Even taking the bad luck into account, it was probably just the losing strat from the get-go. Sounds like Shanahan won the other match. I think he was playing versus Truffles. So I beat Shanahan, Truffles beat me, and now Shanahan has beaten Truffles. Nice little non-transitive result there. I don't want to use this table, so I'm just going to leave. So Sam E can be the host. I'm not going to watch finals. I'm just going to end the recording here. This is a nice little short tournament. So on the one hand, I overperformed compared to last time. I was top seed. On the other hand, I made it only to semifinals instead of finals. So in the end, did worse. Maybe I'll win if I try it a third time.